Perfect. All right. All you will need is your bender ball today. 6-inch, 8-inch, 10-inch, all of them are good. Just sort of depends on what you're using it for and how much support your back might need on certain exercises. If you want a headrest and hand weights, you can by all means use those, or kneeling pads, right? Whatever you think you're going to need. And then we will be stretching out the hamstrings. So if you know you're tight, just a strap along with you. So just think from the pubic bone to belly button to rib cage. We've got that zipper going. We're just inhaling through the nose, exhaling through the mouth. I'm just starting a really gentle rocking back and forth. Peek down at those feet. Make sure you're of equal from left to right through sit bone and you're not turned out too much more on one side than the other. Most of us turn out a little bit different between each leg. And then find yourself just to inhale nose, exhale mouth as we lift the heart. And then roll down just a little bit of thoracic and cervical. Inhale as we lift up. Exhale, get a little deeper with the knee fold, and then go ahead, lift up. Exhale, even deeper, rounding down. Now switch directions on the arms. Inhale as you come up. Exhale, start going behind the legs to grab, causing it to go deeper. Inhale, go up. And exhale and down. And then one more time, inhale up, nice and big. Exhale, stay in the down, nice and rounded. Exhale, push the legs out a little bit and bend them down. So we're just kind of straightening and bending, but not to full. The bender ball is just reaching out. Again, it doesn't have to be bender. By habit, I say that. Inhale, reach and down. One more time, press it away. Bend the knees, fold that to the front, bring it all the way up. Reach both arms, holding the ball in between the palms, and just bend the elbows. If you can, tuck your elbows in tight, drop the shoulders down, push that ball into the back of the head or neckline, and just lift that heart a little bit. And exhale, bring it down. So here you're going to get a little tricep stretch as we open and lift, and bring it down. Go 2 more. Inhale, lift the heart, little extension, thoracic and cervical, and down. Lumbar's playing fairly neutral at this point in time. We haven't gotten that deep yet. And then reach those arms, take that ball, sneak it right into your abdomen, and pull yourself thinking long over the ball to fold. And then just dangle your arms into that flexion, allowing the ball just to dig into the abdomen and allowing your tailbone and your lower back to round. So if you're sticking your booty up, drop it down and tuck it under a bit. So that ball forces you into that flexion through the lower part of the back. And then you're just relaxing through thoracic and cervical. Breathe as big as you can as you draw your abs in theoretically off the ball. Inhale nose, exhale mouth. One more time, inhale nose. As you exhale mouth, slowly grab that ball, peel it all the way up. Reach those arms actively again. Slide it into the small of the neck. And inhale as you extend back. Exhale, center. Now, if this one feels okay, as you extend back, reach those arms. That's a little tight. Avoid the reach. And then bend them back in. So we're just finding neutral tall. And then we're extending and lengthening. Reach it. Exhale back. One more time. Nice big reach. Bring it all the way back. Bring those arms all the way through. Heel toe a little wider. Bend the knees, hips, ankles right down to the floor. Press that ball into the floor. Send your booty to the sky. Drop through, look through your legs. Give a little rocking back and forth here if you're okay with it. If that's a little tight, bend the knees a bit more and bring your elbows to your quads and just leave that ball. Just watch it doesn't run away from you. Your head is dangling at the lowest part of your spine. It's just dangling down. Stretch out those legs. Give a little no at the bottom there. And then bend the knees, articulate vertebrae by vertebrae, and just roll that spine as you come into tall. Beautiful. Hold your ball just in the center, hip square, and we're just going to rotate. So the hip is just coming to the side, or the ball, but the ASIs are staying forward. And then bring it center. Inhale, rotate. Exhale, center. So you're trying to aim that ball towards the side of the room without moving your pelvis. Inhale, rotate. Exhale, center. We're going to get a little extension or a flexion here. Rotate. Gift the ball out. Stretch that out. Inhale, stack to tall. Exhale, center. Keep your hips square. Inhale, rotate. Exhale, gift that out. Inhale, stack tall. Exhale, center, and release those shoulders. Step it wider into kind of that passive squat. Peel it down all the way. Press the ball into the floor. Stretch those legs out to long. And then bend the knees as deep as you can. So kind of play here a little bit. As I bend down, I'm putting pressure into the ball. I'm lifting the heels and I'm coming as deep as my knees, hips, ankles will invite. And then I'm going to press it to tall. Maybe I can lift up my toes, get more hammy and calf stretch, and then bend it all the way down. Once I'm down here, start a little bit of spinning. Now, if the ball throws you off balance or you want your hands wider, go ahead and go in that wider position. I've just let my ball go. And I'm spinning my hips open now with my hands. So I'm going to come around the corner and push my elbows into my knees, causing a little bit of abduction as I open. And just spin that around. See how those hip sockets are feeling, knees, toes, spine in the back. And then come to center, press it up, turn your feet into parallel, bend your knees, fold all the way up, and just roll those shoulders. Reach it all the way up, hold the ball in one hand, and come all the way over into side lateral. So reach actively, drop one arm, anchor your opposite hip, look to the floor, and let's just stir the pot at the bottom. Breathe really big into the rib cage here, you guys. Nice strong inhale, nose, exhale, mouth. Actively reach that top arm a little bit more. So if it's bent pretty, think of straightening it. And if you have to straighten it more towards the sky, that's okay. But folding it, you'll miss a little bit of that line. Circle the other direction. And then sweep that arm down, come around the corner, and stack those shoulders. Give them a little roll. Ball in both hands. Reach it up again, other way. Over we go. Drop the bottom arm. Actively push the hips out. Lean into that. And see if you can straighten out that top arm. Push the hips a little farther if you're okay with it. Stir your pot. Inhale nose, exhale mouth. Anytime we're in a movement that's out of extension, sometimes it's really hard to take really big inhales. Stretches out all those intercostal muscles. That's what we want. So breathe as big as you can. And then turn your body more to the floor. Go all the way around. And then release those shoulders. So we're going to get a little bit more warmth, just more traditional. Slide that ball off to the side. Find yourself in parallel sits bones. Reach for the sky. Come around the corner. Bend the knees, hips, ankles. Get the hands down there and walk it out into 4-point stance. 4, 3, knees down on 2 and 1. And then just take that ball, slip it right in between the inner thighs. Uncurl the toes, and let's just do some sternum drops. So drop through your shoulder blades and press away. So we're just warming up through the shoulder blades, trying to get that mobility in the shoulders while keeping everything neutral spine, neutral pelvis. So belly buttons are drawn up and in from your pubic bone right to your xiphoid process as you're just pushing up and down through the shoulders. Stay pressed away nice and strong. And let's go angry cat. Tuck your tailbone, hollow out the abdomen, round it. Maybe a bit of a butt squeeze, not a death grip. Now sit back, your heels towards, or your booty towards your heels. Round your spine. Just listen to the lower back, the knees and the hips. See where those stretches will go. Reach those fingertips what feels too far forward so you feel a lat stretch. And then come right back into your angry cat. Push out through your tailbone. Lengthen into your cow. Vision is up, tailbone is up. Nice big breath. Drop your tailbone, articulate, exhale here, nice and big. Sit back again, reach those arms actively forward, draw those abs in. Try and really tuck your tailbone down. So if you're flattening this out, think of pulling your hips back so you're getting your lumbar spine vertical to the earth and causes more stretch there. Nice big breath. Come back up into your angry and push through into your cow, lengthen it out. And then find yourself in neutral. Curl the toes under and just find that nice strong connection. So if you need to move the ball for a minute to make sure that those toes are getting nicely curled equally from left to right, go ahead. And then just sit back and come forward. Sit back on your heels and come forward, trying to get a bit more stretch into the back line of that foot. Now stay here in your 4-point and let's do a little lift into our short plank one. So pop that up. Make sure you're neutral spine. Watch the tailbone didn't tuck under, and just squeeze that ball. If it's not quite in the right spot, just change it quickly. Squeeze it and open. Squeeze and open. So we're pushing away with our shoulders nice and set. We're neutral spine, neutral pelvis, and we're just feeling that little squeeze of the inner thigh engagement. Go 3, exhale 2, and 1. Lower the knees, uncurl the toes. Take that ball out, widen out your foot stance, so your knee stance. Push the ball between your feet and sit your tush down on the ball. So try and reach back into a wider position. See if you can round your head down to the floor and hollow out your abdomen here. Again, nice strong inhale, exhale. One more breath. And then come back up into your 4-point. Bring that ball back into the inner thigh. Push away with power. Curl those toes. Lift an inch. So we're back into our short plank 1. Rotate the knees. We're adding a little rotation here. Shoulders stay to the front. And then back to the center. Exhale, rotate. Inhale, center. So you might notice every time you come back to center, you sort of have to paw at the floor to get your feet back into position. That's fair game. Go right ahead. One more time each way. Rotate, push away strong, center. Last time, rotate, push away, center. Let that ball drop out gently. Lift the hips. Find your first down dog or elephant. Press here. Now, if you'd prefer go child's pose, go right ahead. But I'm pushing into my toes and I'm stretching through the back of my legs. And I'm just prancing from foot to foot. Inhale, exhale. Now see if you can drop both heels solid down. Get your shoulders away from your ears and sink deeper into your hips and your calf line. Watch not rolling out on your baby toe. Find a bit more pressure into your big toe. And then start a little poodle wag here. If this is difficult, too much pressure in the lower back, hamstrings not having it, lift the heels, bend the knees, and still go into your poodle wag. So it works just fine not to have those legs perfectly straight. Inhale, exhale, poodle wag from left to right. Get that lateral going. And then go ahead, rise up, bring the knees down, remove that ball, bring it forward, and just come up into tall on your knees. Perfect. Slide that ball between the inner thigh. Find the rib hip nice and strong. Don't lose this. You can either stay supported if you want to give the back more love or neutral. Thigh stretch. We're just going to lean back into our thighs a little bit and bring them forward. We haven't warmed them up a lot, so we're just going babies here. Leaning back, so I'm quite neutral. I'm just hinging at the hips, or sorry, at the knees, and then bringing it back. Now, if that feels okay, I'm going to hinge back a little ways and think from my sternum bone and just give a little more length in my thoracic and my cervical, still staying strong in the lower half between ribs and hips. Bring that back, bring it forward. And on the last one, if it feels good, reach the arms, open, and extend back. Again, not super warm in those quads yet, so nice and gentle here. And then bring it all the way back. Slide that ball out and go into angry cat. So I'm going to push the ball around my spine, press into my fingers, and then it's on my wrists now. I'm going to untuck the tailbone. I might need to widen my legs out and drop down kind of like you're in cow. Careful of your shoulders around your ears here, guys. And then peel vertebrae by vertebrae, bring it all the way up. Slide that ball just between the legs so you don't lose it. Find either neutral or slightly supported. I'm going neutral. Lay back just a little bit. Lift your thoracic and your cervical. If you want your arms reaching, it makes it harder. Bring your thoracic and cervical back into neutral. Bring your body all the way back up. Hinge at your hips. Reach it forward. Then just slide that ball just to the front. Just watch it doesn't run away on you. Curl your toes under. And we're going to go short plank 2. Lift an inch. Just an inch, and then just march one leg up and bring it down. Now, if this is difficult, I could just unload the foot, right? So I'm just unloading one foot and bringing it back down. If I'm okay, I'm going to march it. As you extend through your hip, you are not straightening out the knees at all. The movement is the hip only. Push away nice and strong with your wrists. Draw those abs in. One more little march. Now this time we're going to add a little bit of a lift to it. So as I march up, I'm going to press and find myself right into that one leg, stretching it out. And then bring it back down. You might need to paw yourself to reset, like walk forward. Now your other knee comes up, you press, push that leg away, nice and strong, breathe into that, and bring it down. So we're gonna play with this, just a little play here. Press into the one leg. Your foot is in dorsiflexion, point the foot. And then turn it into arabesque, where it's going over your hip. You can be on your elbows here. Bend that knee in the air into attitude and see if you can look over the side of your shoulder and peekaboo at it. That's a big rotation. Bring that hip all the way back into neutral and drive that knee between your hands all the way forward. That's a big press. All the way forward. Lower the knee, bring the hips up. Big movements there, you guys. So we're going to push forward and backwards into our hips here a little bit. Just finding a little bit of movement through the hip flexor. Inhale, exhale for me. Breathe as you go. If you can go deeper, go ahead. I'm not going into full extension through my hip. Stay here, nice and strong. Hands go down. So again, a little bit tight in the hips. Maybe your hands are on that ball. And then pressing forward, move that leg out to the side. And let's just go into gecko. So in this position, I'm just pushing gently on the hip. I'm going to sway from left to right on my hips, getting a little movement there. And then going to rotate and extend up to the sky. Now, if you've got the ball, great. If you don't worry about it. Nice big breath here. Bring that arm all the way back down. Leave that ball there. Rotate that leg all the way back. From here, curl the toes, lift into your down dog again, and let's go to the opposite leg. So opposite leg is stretching up to start with. Remember, you can be on your elbows here or both knees slightly bent. I'm going to go into arabesque, which is a turnout on my hip. Then I'm going to bend that leg into attitude. And if I can, I'm going to peekaboo and see that leg over top. Nice big breath. Bring the hips back into squared position. Take the leg in the air. Drive it between your hands. Drive it forward between your hands. You got it. Drop that knee down carefully. Lift your chest up, and we're just going to move in and out of this hip flexor stretch. Inhale, exhale. Your hands can be on the floor or up. And I'm just coasting in and out. Inhale, exhale for me. Beautiful. And then stay on the in. Take one hand down, laterally rotate that leg out. Push that hip off to the side for a little gecko. And just kind of wave back and forth. So I'm just opening from left to right. And then I'm going to take that arm and I'm going to reach for the sky in my rotation. Nice big breath here, you guys. Inhale, exhale. And then bring it all the way back to center. Place that ball down if you've got it. Take that leg that's in the front. Sweep it around. Yes. And find yourself back into your strong 4-point stance. From here, we're just going to do a little bit of alternating cat or watchdog. Push away with strength. Just take one arm and just reach the one arm. That's it to start with. Watch you're not overreaching and you're not dropping into rotation. So strong here. And then bring that hand back and then reach the opposite arm. So as we reach, we don't wrap our shoulders around our ear, and then bring it down. Now go ahead and reach one arm, leave it there. Leave that arm reaching there with strength. Reach the opposite leg, point out the foot, and then extend and lift it. Keeping it here, I'm just going to pull it in and press it out. So I'm on 2-point stance. Turning on Miss America sash. I'm not changing my spine. I'm not curling as I come in. I'm just bending knee and elbow and pressing it away. Push strong away with the opposite hand. Leave it out there, both the arm and the leg. Pulse it up. 5, 4, 3. Nice. 2, 1. Both hands down. Sit back to relax off the wrists. Roll it out. And then we're going to do watchdog on the other side as well, but we'll start with the preparatories. So when you're ready, come back into your 4-point, push away so the sternums are nice and strong and pressed away. And then the opposite hand, low reach. Again, watch you're not dipping and rotating. So push away with that arm that you're holding and make sure both your shoulders are square. Bring that hand back down. Don't adjust anything. Reach it away. Bring it down. Reach it away. Keep it away. Extend the opposite leg long. Squeeze the booty and then lift. So we're lifting, keeping neutral spine, neutral pelvis, and then bending the knee, the hip, the elbow, the shoulder comes in, and then we're extending out. Exhale in, inhale out. Remember, as you're going in and out here, we're keeping neutral. So we could round. I'm not looking for a rounding. I just want everything long and neutral. Push away with that hand on the floor, you guys. Hold it here. Lift, lower. 4, squeeze the booty. 3, draw those abs in. Last 2 and 1. Bring it all the way home. Push back off those wrists again. Give some little rolls. Inhale, exhale. We're going to do a little pouncing cat and then come up into a tall stand position. Curl the toes. Lift, step back with one foot, step back with the other. I prefer a slightly supported spine. And go ahead, back and forth. My hands are slippery today. I keep needing to grab my mat. Back and forth. So I can do this from the knees, or I can do it nice and high from the toes. Let's go 4 more. And 3. Last 2. And 1. Stay in your plank. Walk your feet to your hands. In 4, bend the knees as you need to. 3, all the way in on 2 and 1. And then bend those knees fully, slowly peel up. Find yourself at the front of your mat, roll your shoulders, and then find your toes in the corner of your mat. And let's just do a nice big passive squat right down. So bring it down. We're gonna grab that ball. I'm gonna roll like a ball and then sit up on my tush. So roll, a nice strong set. Beautiful. Extend those legs out. Place that ball quite high up in the inner thigh. My legs are in turnout, actively reaching, and I'm sitting tall, trying to find neutral. I'm going to come off my sits bones and drag my feet into rolling like a ball position, but I'm not going there. I'm not rolling. And then peel it all the way up. Exhale, scoop, hollow the abdomen, drag those heels in, hold it into kind of sacral rock position. And then lengthen it out. Nice. And one more time, scoop, round, pull in. And this time, lengthen out, but just a little bit. So let your feet drop down. Place that ball just kind of between the toes so you don't lose it. Grab behind. Let's do a diamond roll back here, you guys. So scoop, coming off your sits bones. Get your lower back rounded, hollow your abdomen. And then come around the corner with a nice big breath towards your heels. Wiggle from left to right. Get your insulation out of the way. Nice big breath down here. And then peel to tall. Let's do it again. Exhale, scoop as you go. Big breath out. On this one, you're going to grab between your legs and around your feet. You might need to bring your legs in closer in order to get a good grab there. And then just sort of rock your tailbone from left to right. Your sits bones, I guess. And imagine I'm pulling your hips backwards as you're pulling your spine forwards, getting a massive lower back stretch here. Breathe as big as you can. Your vertical, your lumbar and your sacrum are vertical to the earth. Thoracic and cervical are rounding. Nice big breath. And then exhale, peel that out, extend those legs. So find yourself towards the front of your mat so that there's nothing behind you to knock, and we're going to roll like a ball. So we're going to take that ball, we're going to scoop, and you don't have to use the ball. I'm going to place that ball. If I put it in really tight between my heels and my bum, it's a super tight rounding position. If you don't like that, bring the ball a little higher and hold it. We're just going to do a little sacral rock. So just touch your toes, flirt them, scoop the abdominals. To initiate this movement, we increase the abdominal connection. And then that lifts our toes just an inch off. From there, roll back ever so slightly and feel how your abs just have to tighten up to stop you from falling backwards. And then roll forward just ever so slightly. So we're just going to roll back by increasing the intensity of the abdominal crunch. And then roll forward. Now, without flicking our feet or throwing our head, roll like a ball for 4. So tailbone right up to the sky and then freeze. Inhale, tailbone to sky. and freeze when you come up. Let's go 4 more, and hold, and 3, and hold, last 2, and hold, last 1, come into the tall, finish high, and then extend those legs out. Take that ball, imagine where the middle of your shoulder blades would be, the bottom portion of your shoulder blades would be, and just kind of look if you're totally crooked. I'm totally crooked there. Scoop and allow that ball to go into the shoulder blades lower part of. If this feels good, the legs can be straight or bent, and I'm just going to arch my back over. Now, if that's really aggressive, you can put a pad underneath your head. If you're going back and you're like, oh, I'd like more, just a quick hack. If I've got some type of prop, I can put my ball on just for this. It will allow me to have more opener, bigger opener. So that's perfectly fine, right? If you know you've got more to access, go ahead and get that ball underneath. From here, if you can let go with your hands, do so. If that's hard on the neckline, I need a pillow underneath your head or something underneath your head, and then snow angel your arms. So they come up like 11s, big breath in. Exhale, circle round. 2 more. Big breath in as the arms come up. Circle round. 1 more time. Big breath up. Circle round. Reverse for 2. Arms go up. As your hands make 11s and come over, I want you to roll up. Now I've abducted my legs open as comfortable, and I'm reaching now like an abdominal crunch. I'm going to circle wide. Come all the way back. Exhale and actively reach. Go 2 more. Circle wide and around and actively reach. 1 more time. Inhale round. On this active reach, bring your legs into parallel, hold them a bit tighter, and leave your ball. Now, if you've got the extra pad in there, you're going to need to move it. Reach forward, and you're in forward fold here, you guys. So we're trying to get the lumbar spine vertical to the earth as we round forward. Nice big breath. Get a hammy stretch. If you're pointing your toes, maybe flex your foot and feel how that just changed the dynamics of the stretch. Soften your elbows so that your body's folding round. You're not overreaching with the shoulders. And give a little roll from your left butt cheek to your right butt cheek. Feel how it changes the dynamics of that hamstring stretch. If you need to, bend your knees. Stack to tall. Beautiful. So we're just going to slide that bender a little bit more aggressively into that lower back. Bend the knees slightly. And then I'm going to scoot back. So I'm going to do a set of obliques 1. So I'm nice and strong in the core. Take an inhale. As I sweep this arm without shifting my legs left and right, I'm going to open up to the side. Now that arm's super heavy and so is the head. So careful. If you feel yourself twisting, don't reach that arm so far. Now look gently at your legs. Did one leg get shorter than the other? Scoop the abdominals, tuck the tailbone under, turn on the core, but don't shift the pelvis. And then come up just part way. If you come too high, you'll miss your ball. It'll run away. Exhale, scoop the other direction. Inhale, lift up. Notice as you're doing this, exhale down, inhale up, guys, that the legs want to shift from left to right. You're keeping that pelvis nice and neutral or slightly supported in the spine as you're doing this. Because of the bender ball, we're not sitting up to tall. Traditionally, this has a tall sit. We're not, because we'll lose the ball. Now we're going to do obliques 2. We're going to roll back, stay here in the roll back, rotate to center, open the other direction, rotate to center, grow up towards tall. This time, rotate the opposite direction to start. Exhale, roll back, reach the arm. Inhale, stay here, rotate center. Exhale, reach the arm the other way. Inhale, rotate to center. Exhale, grow tall. This time, let's just sweep both arms. Sweep both arms out and around. And then right here, get a big circle. That's hard. It's intense. Exhale, reach it forward. Let's go back again. So you're swimming the arms almost like you're in a butterfly movement. The arms come up and around, and we squeeze. Go 2 more. Inhale, roll it back. Stay in your core. Don't pop your ribs. Exhale, up. Give me one more. Inhale, roll it back. On this one, exhale all the way up. Extend the legs. Sneak that ball out. Forward fold again. Little recovery from left to right. Wiggle that booty. Transfer your weight. Peel to tall. Place the ball between the knees or the inner thighs. Put your hands behind you and just extend. Now, if this is tough, hands farther back, but just get a little extension through the torso. If you need to bend the knees, go ahead. Lift that heart. And then bring it back. So this time we're going to put the ball between those shoulder blades, and then it'll change slightly. So roll back. And then what I want you to do is move the ball a little lower down your back. So it's really at the very end of your shoulder blades. And if you put your belly button, or not your belly, your finger in your belly button, the ball would be probably in line with where the belly button is if I go underneath my back. From here, I'm going to interlace and I'm going to go arch and curl. Inhale back, exhale up. Inhale back, exhale up. And we're just crunching over the ball and crunching in. Now, if this feels good, add a march. Inhale down, exhale up. If that still feels good, you can march and then extend the leg out. So we're doing long leg extension with march as we come in. Breathe out as you come in. Still feeling good. Instead of bending the knee, you could just hinge at the hip and come up straight. Inhale, exhale. Inhale. So we're crunching those abs, you guys. Lie back into your arch. Crunch. Lie back. Crunch. Let's go. Two more, one on each side. Should feel those abdominals by now. Now leave both legs reaching. Move your bum towards your heels, right? So pull with your heels and then lie that over top again, opening up that pec line. Just find your arms right out to the side, head relaxed down. Again, if you need a pad, put it underneath. Inhale, exhale, let your legs laterally rotate out and just be comfortable with them. One more breath. And then roll it up. Bring your feet in close and use your body to push away on the ball so you can roll up. Yes. Now, find your ball. Take that ball, and I'm not sure if this is going to work great. We're going to try it. I haven't done it with the ball before. If this doesn't work, we're putting our feet on the floor. So what I've done is we're going to go into leg pull one. Only leg pull one with the ball. We're just doing the lifts. So I've gone into lateral rotation, but this part of my foot, my ankle, I guess, is actively reaching in turnout. Actively reaching. So I need you to really push down on that ball, right? Now, if you have wrist issues, we're going to start this one down on the elbows, and then you have a choice of coming up. So I just want you to scoop, have your fingers face your bum, and just kind of roll down. Now, actively reach into the ball. Notice that you're sinking in your shoulders. I want you to lift a little taller through your breastbone. Instead of tucking the tailbone, I just want you to push down with your feet into the ball and find that posterior belt line by lifting your booty. Squeeze your booty. Pull your abs in, squeeze and lift. Nice strong breath. Look to your toes. Exhale, bring the bum down. Inhale, keep an active press into your feet. Exhale and lift. Squeeze those glutes. Pull those abs in. Look down your body. Nice big breath. Exhale and down. Now, if you're like, okay, I got this from the elbows, I can go from the hands. This one is traditionally done with the fingers reaching away. Here's the problem, that jam out on the elbow. So please be careful on your elbow joint. Don't flick right into it. We're going to push actively into the ball. And this time again, without scooping, I'm going to press as I actively lift my hips, squeezing my glutes. Look to your toes, draw your abs in, find a little bit of leg pull one, and then bring the booty down. Now, if that's not comfortable in your hands, point your fingers out to the side. Try it this way. Go ahead, push into that ball, press it up. I prefer this hand grip. Shoulders down and away. Let's hold for 5, 4, turn on those glutes. 3, 2, 1, hinge, bring that booty down. come off those arms. Lots of stabilization in the arms here. Get that ball out of the way. We're going to do leg pull 2, reaching those legs, fingers to the side. Again, you're going to press up strong. Press up strong. Find one foot really strong into the floor. Bend your other leg up. If you're okay with it, straighten it to the sky. I've got turnout. Lower, lift, lower, lift. One more. Keep that booty lifted. This is a hard one, guys. Posterior line. Bring that foot down. Bring your spine down. Give those arms a little wiggle and a little break. Tough exercise. Go ahead, place those hands, fingertips pointing out. This is my dumbass side. Finding the turnout. And if you find this really hard to access, you could use a squishy block underneath your upper part above your ankle, and it just decreases the lever length. It makes it a bit more accessible. So if you want, go ahead, please do that. Or drop back to your elbows again, right? So I'm going to lift now, holding my hips equal to the sky. I'm going to bend this leg in first of all, just to find this foot strong and this leg ready to go. Then if I can, I'm going to lift up that leg. I'm going to lower, lift. So this is my dumbass side, lift. One more time, lift. Actively reach it and bring that down. Nasty. Leg pull is quite nasty. Go ahead, grab behind those legs, and let's just roll it down, guys. Toe taps. Grab that, bender ball, lift or small ball. Place it in the sacrum area so that the ball is equal to your sits bones. Find yourself in neutral or supported. Now, because we're bringing the legs up, PAI traditionally likes a supported spine or supported pelvis. If you feel strong in neutral and can maintain neutral, do so. Neutral's good. Nothing wrong with neutral if you can hold it. Knee fold one leg, knee fold the other, no closer than a brick wall. From there, keeping the ribs and the hips nice and strong. If you can flare your elbows out to the side and not use your elbows to hold you, go ahead. Arms reaching is the next option. I'm going to add those very gentle toe taps. Inhale, exhale. So I'm going to exhale down. Inhale up. If you're doing a different breath, not a big deal. Just don't hold your breath. Now, if that's still working, I could do both arms in opposition. If I had my weights or a resistance band or something, I could play with it here. Notice as one leg goes down, the other leg pulls in tighter. Keep a brick wall on those quads. Now, if that's working, you know your next option is to straighten out that leg. Inhale, exhale for me. Still working for you. You could go to scissor. Everything's nice and controlled. Let's go 3 more. Exhale 2. If this doesn't make you equal from left to right, just repeat that extra leg one more time. And then hold here, bend your knees. We're going to double toe tap, nice and slow. Down, 2, arms can go as well. 3, 4, don't drag up fast, drag up slow. 2, 3. If you're not sure you're holding your spine neutral or slightly supported, put your middle finger, keep moving, on rib hip, and just ensure that nothing's changing from the distance between the left and the right. Down, 2, and again, I can go to straight leg if I'm feeling good, and bring it in. 2, 3. If I'm maintaining, the arms going over, even with weights in the hands, is going to make it that much harder, right? Because you're loading weight into the spine as you move your hands and legs away from your center, and then you're making it a little easier, not easier, as you bring it in. Beautiful. Hold here. Knee fold one, knee fold the other. And just lift the hips off that ball. Just use it as a neck prop or take it off to the side. And just give me some windshield washers. Just rotate those hips from left to right. Let your back spin open. So you're getting that full rotation. Again, if that's too much pressure underneath your neck, if that's too much flexion, just get that ball out of there. Straighten one leg, doesn't matter to me which one. Bend up the other leg, grab it on the opposite side, and let's go fully into that rotational space. Right here, the tendency is to pull your hip closer to your rib. Take that hip and that sit bone, reach it away, making some space for QL to exist. I like to take my hand and actually push away on that hip and then look the opposite direction that that leg is rotated to. Find some really good breaths in your rotation here, you guys. One more big breath. And then exhale as you slowly derotate. Square yourself up because you'll be crooked. Straighten out the opposite leg, bring up the knee, opposite hand on that knee, over you go, and then make that space again between your rib and your hip. Breathe into that. You might find one side tighter than the other. Faithfully, this is my not so happy side. Watch you're not tightening up that butt cheek down there. Let your butt relax, the bottom one. It tends to tighten. Nice big breath. And then on an exhale, we're slowly going to derotate. Beautiful. Grab that ball from wherever it is. This is optional. We're going to go in side leg lift series. You don't have to use it. I'm going to put that ball on the foot. And then as I roll my foot out, I'm going to leave it on my lateral malleolus and then rotate right to the side of my mat. Both legs are reaching actively. Now, if this is not an option, you're too wobbly, this leg can be bent. It can be anchored or actively reaching, but not on the ball. So lots of stepping stones here, you guys. Soon as you're ready, side lying legs lift series 1 is just point flex as you bring that leg up and down. So there's 3 different exercises in the tier 1 leg lift series 1. First is just point flex. The second one we can't really do because you'll lose the ball. So I just want you to hover this leg on top and we'll do the third one. Move that leg forward. The bottom leg goes forward. You trap it with your top leg, spin, and now we're into doubles. So we're going to lower lift both legs. The other one in the tier 1 level is the split. Lift the top leg, lift the bottom leg, lift both, right? Exhale, inhale. Try to keep that little mouse hole underneath your rib somewhat lifted, so you're staying lateral. Go 2 more, draw those abs in, 1 more, and then I want you to bend your knees in towards you, yet your heels to your bum. Yes, and then let them come down, but notice your knees with that ball between your heels, and if you don't have the ball, slide it between your heels. Now you can get a little internal, external rotation of hip in socket. So I'm going to drop my knee down, but my heels are keeping lifted, which means I've got internal and external happening. Pretend there's a wall behind you and don't roll your bum back against the wall. Move through the hip socket here. Lower, lift. If you take your top hand and you slide it by your lumbar spine, you should feel a nice natural curve happening there. Now keep that leg slightly apart. Beautiful. What we're going to do is take this arm. We're going to do our sit-up to teaser, but with the ball between our legs. You don't have to choose this. So my first level is going to be to roll here and just find myself in my ab prep, right? And then I'm going to roll to come back down. Now, if I've got that and I'm feeling the nice movement of my core, I'm going to start to straighten my legs out, squeeze that ball, and reach. Yes. My arm comes down, actively reach. If it feels better to bend those knees in as you come down, do so. My heels are still coming in towards my bum like a hamstring curl. And then I'm going to actively reach and bring my arm around. Nice big inhale here. Exhale, actively reach. I actually kind of like this. As you reach, pull your heels into your bum. There's a real balance point happening there. And then lengthen down, but try not to rest that bottom leg down to the ground. It's active. And now start to reach those legs actively as you press up. Nice big breath here. These ones are tough. Reach that arm, lie right long, and then hold. One last one. We're going to stay in the up, you guys. Reach actively, scoop the top rib hip closer, bottom rib hip follow. Shits and giggles, we're going into hip twist. Elbows down, drop. Lift up in your breastbone. And let's circle and then hold. And then circle and hold. You unwind. I go round and I hold. And then we're going to do can. So hold here. And I'm going to can, reach, twist to the other side. Can, reach, twist. Can, reach, twist. This one's tough. Over, down, up. Bring it back to center. We're going to finish with teaser. It's nasty. Reach. Come all the way around. Bend those knees. Grab that nasty ball, guys. Grab it out. Push up into your mermaid. That was a tough one. Holding nice and strong. Let's just drop that hip and lift it a bit. Feel that mobility through your hip. Now, if that's tight and restricted, just stay here. Kylie, you're ready to go. Go. Reach and go. Reach and go. If you've got it, you guys, and it feels okay, reach and go and bring it down. If that's feeling restricted, just stay here and play on that hip. I'm just going to stay and play on the hip. If you want the full reach, please go for it. Yes, beautiful. One or two more, and then we're going to go right into the other side. So grab that ball, swing those legs around, and then side lying leg lift series on this side. If you want to do full mermaid, go ahead. If that feels good, Denise, you go right ahead. Push that ball. If you guys know what just feels natural to come next, and it feels like, oh, you know what, I need a couple of these before the next movement, go for it. Reach it long. So remember, if I'm not having the ball there, I'm going to bend the knee, anchor it, reach it long, or on the ball is more difficult, right? Because it makes us more unbalanced. Reach nice and strong. Side leg lift series 1. Lift, lower. Inhale, exhale. So it's one leg lifting at a time here. The other leg is anchored strong. Just that top leg. Remember, if you lift too high, you'll roll back on your bum. You'll find quad and hip flexor. I need those knees to stay and toes to stay and ASIS to stay facing the side of the room. Go two more. It is point up, flex down. Not a big deal. If you want to take that top hand and remove it, you'll be even more unbalanced. A little more challenging. Now, keep your top leg reaching. Put your hand down briefly. Move the bottom leg forward so you can trap the ball. If you don't have the ball, just put your legs together. Spin that. Lift and lower both. Lift, lower. Watch as you lift, you don't drop your waistline down to the ground. So you're stabilizing the waistline and the core as you lift. Let's go for 4, which might limit your height of lift, and that's okay. 3 and 2, draw those abs in strong. Now hold it in the lift, bend your knees so it goes towards your bum, and rest that down. So my body's quite long. I have a little bit of a pike, but not a massive one. And then I'm going to go into that internal, external rotation of hip and socket, right? So I'm opening in lateral and dipping down. If I take my top hand and I slide it into the curvature of my back, my lumbar spine, those 5 vertebrae should have an anterior tilt. They should be in neutral, natural neutral as I open and close this hip. Inhale, exhale as you go. Go 2 more. And we have those side sit-ups coming up, right? Now hold that leg so it's just not rested. It's holding here. I'm going to think more rib-hip connection on the top, which will cause me to roll backwards. Allow that to occur, and the legs just come into my ab prep position. And then I'm going to lie long. Now, if you know, oh, yeah, want to go full teaser, go ahead. I'm going to side sit up, extend, squeeze that ball, control your hips and pelvis, reach it, sweep the arm, and lengthen as you come. But I'm going to pull those heels back into the tush. Nice little balance challenge. And then press that away. Roll off my sits or off my greater trochanter. Holding. Harder here, you guys. Teaser 3 is the arms reaching by the head, right? You can choose that. And then extend it long, or teaser 2, tier 3. I think I got it right there. Lengthen up, nice big breath. And then I'm going to bend those knees. My heels come towards my tush. One last one. Reach it up, lengthen all the way up. We're not going to drop back into hip twist again. We're going to stay here, holding for 5, 4, 3, 2. Bend those knees, grab that ball. Pivot into your mermaid. We're not doing our hip twist again. Hip twist is a bilateral movement, so we don't need to repeat it. And then here I'm just going to play with that hip. Just see how it feels. Put the ball wherever. Lift and lower. So again, if it feels good and you're ready, you can press right up into that extension and bring it down. Nice and slow and controlled. If staying down and there's a nice stretch that your body just needs to do there, go ahead and stay in the down. The other side for me is my cranky hip that doesn't really like extension all the time. This one's workable, so I'm going to keep moving. Go one more time, press it away. You just got to listen to what each side of your body's going to give you, and then lower that down. Take that ball with you. We're going to our belly buttons. Over we go. Swing those hips. So I'm propped up on my elbows, but if your back is really tight, just propped on these elbows, that can actually be tough in itself. Find yourself where you're laterally rotated, but your big toes are kind of, you're in lateral rotation, the big toes are reaching actively. And we're just going to do a little bit of Sphinx, but I'm going to use that ball. I'm going to tuck it into my xiphoid process. So not a ball that doesn't have any squish. You can't use a hard ball here, you guys, right? You're on your sternum bone and on your xiphoid. You don't want to push into that. I am having my elbows down. The ball is an awareness tool. I'm going to pull my abs in. So instead of just letting them sink, I'm going to pull in. I'm going to press into my hands. So I'm actively trying to lift up the ball, but I'm not going to come up with my elbows. So I feel that active press. If my neck will invite, I'm going to look forward. Traditionally, a lot of people look up. I don't love that. Draw your shoulders into your back pockets. Pull your belly buttons in nice and strong. And let's just breathe as big as we can here, you guys. Super hard place to find a big breath. One more time. And we're going to go into our breaststroke from here. As you exhale, slowly lower down over the ball. Let your weight go into the ball. And then take your hands beside you more in swan, but hovering. I'm going to dive into the water. So I'm going to round over my ball, bring my pinkies all the way to my thighs, extend up, thumbs to shoulders, exhale, dive. So this is my breaststroke. Inhale, pinkies to thighs, reach, thumbs to shoulders, exhale, dive. The abs are gently pulling in, but not so deep that you can't extend. This is extension work. I do want to find extension. If my lower half feels okay, I can squeeze my glutes and lift my legs as well. Think for length, not for height. Lengthen round, thumbs to shoulders, exhale, dive. Now keep that arms reaching down to your sides. Lower your legs. Actively reach them, but lower them. Turn your palms to the sky and give me shoulder extension. So the body is still staying in that lengthened position. Glutes are definitely turned on. If this is too difficult on the ball, move the ball farther up the sternum bone or get rid of the ball, right? Go two more. This is forcing your back into a bit more extension than it might accept. Hold the arms reaching. See if you can take those shoulders, roll them back and lengthen a bit more. Holding 4, 3, 2. Release your hands to the floor. Push off that ball and take a recovery. Whatever feels good for you. You can go rolling back into your child's pose. You can stay tall, sit. Hopefully, as you start to get stronger through the extensors, when you come out of extension, it just feels right to stay in tall posture. Inhale, exhale, little movement through the neckline. Soften that. And we're going to go to swimming one. Swimming one. No ball required. Take that off to the side. Come back down onto your bellies. Shoulders down and away. And we're just going to actively, I'm going to turn my palms to face each other. Pinky down, thumb up. Wide as my shoulders. For sure as wide as my shoulders. And I'm just going to actively reach that out. And then I'm just going to drop my head slowly down to the floor. From here, I'm going to pull my abs in. I like a small lateral rotation, open as comfortable. This is traditionally started in swimmer one with legs in parallel. I'm going to have a little opener. I just prefer it. What I'm going to do is I'm staying with everything down. As I lift my right hand and left leg, I'm going to lift my torso off a little bit in my thoracic and cervical. So I've got a little bit of lift in opposition. And then I'm going to rest that down. I'm going to exhale, lift. Inhale down. If you notice you're having to tuck your head to put it down, put a little pad underneath your head. So your head now is in neutral with the rest of your spine. Exhale, lift. Inhale, lower. So I'm not lifting both sides. I'm lifting just one and then the other, right? So one hand and leg in opposition stay down. One hand and leg in opposition lift up. Exhale, inhale, swimming one. Exhale, inhale. One more time. Exhale, inhale. Now, if that's challenging for you, please stay there. Otherwise, shift your shoulders into your back pockets, pull your belly button in, lift your thoracic and cervical, keep it up, and now lift your hands up. Oh, that's heavy. Lift the legs up, even heavy. Touch the opposite hand to the floor, and then switch. 1, 2. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4. Normally it's done in counts of 5. I find that messes with people's brains. I'm doing 4. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3. 2 more. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3. Last one. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4. Inhale, reach both. And push back out of the extension. Again, if your back needs a little rounding as you come in, go ahead. If it just feels like it turned on those powerful paraspinals nicely, stay in tall, give a little no on your neckline. Extension work is tough. Bring those legs back in, and let's find a little bit of our down dog. Again, I have slippery hands today for some reason, so I'm going to grab my mat. Those hamstrings just actually worked super hard. That whole posterior line worked super hard. Paw here in your elephant or down dog, you guys. Again, having difficulty time with your shoulders, keep your head out of your shoulder area. Don't drop down, right? So the focus here is my calf and my hamstring to start with. So my head is farther forward. I'm not into shoulder stretch. I'm kind of holding more plank. And then I'm going to drop both heels if I can. Here, I'm going to sink back, getting more hamstring stretch. If that's difficult, lift the heels, bend the knees. Let your head dangle at the top of your spine. And then walk your hands to your feet. In 4, I'm going ragdoll. 3, 2, and 1. I'm doing a supported ragdoll in my spine, which means my elbows are on my quads. If you want to dangle, go ahead. My head is at the very end of my spine, looking through my legs. So I'm not trying to look at the floor. It's nice and relaxed. One more big breath. And then slowly peel vertebrae by vertebrae by vertebrae. Find yourself stacked into tall. Give those arms and legs a little wiggle and a jiggle. That was a tough one with the extension and a couple of the leg pull sequences. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, hands down, center heart, little no in the neckline. Go the other direction, open, swim it all the way around. And we are done, gang.